Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Piofiore, Faded Memories. We are on Dante's route, actually already on it. It didn't take long to actually secure that, even though we haven't really gotten to talk to him much yet. But we're about to try to sneak out to talk to him in the middle of the night. Let's see how that goes. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I spoke to Leo a bit before 10. Leo, I'm a bit tired today, so if it's all right, I'd like to go to bed soon.
Oh, where are my manners? Please do go get some rest. I'll be taking my leave. Buona notte.
Enchanté, Leo. I should get moving.
You sure he's not around?
I slowly opened the door and peeked out. Fortunately, no one seemed to be around. Shouldn't I actually post a guard at night because I would be most in danger then? It's now or never. I felt my heart racing as I left my room to go to the boss's office.
It's unfortunate, but we don't have any insight as to what happened. We're completely in the dark. I still can't believe what happened at the church, especially here in Orca. Hell, even our boss is holding his head. What a way to spit at God. I suppose the concept of God is different to them.
I'm not surprised. You can't expect common sense from the Lao Shu. No, from Yang. How is the investigation going? Did the Lao Shu pull any inside strings?
I wouldn't be surprised if they bribed some of our guys, but nothing really major so far. Worse, we can't confirm that the Lao Shu struck the church since we have no proof. If we could at least talk to the girl who was abducted, or to the sister, then we could probably get what we need to make a move.
He doesn't want to get me involved.
Not much we can do without either of them.
Oh, I'm about to be right there.
What? I told everyone I was busy.
Hello?
We can talk later. It must be important given the hour. I can always come back again.
No, wait. I gestured Marco to stay in his seat and turned my attention toward the door. Come in. Seeing who appeared from behind the door made my mind go blank.
Lily, there you are.
You need something, detective? Dante's like, I never expected her to have the guts to come here. After knocking a number of times, I finally got a reply to enter, so I opened the door. There in the room was the boss and... Marco, what are you doing here? He could ask you the same thing. Yeah.
I could ask you the same thing. Dante, you could have let me know that you already had Lily in your custody.
He wants to keep her all to himself. He doesn't look happy at all. Let's see. Speak in private with Dante. Ask for Marco's help. I don't need help. I'm not a prisoner. I'm sorry to bother you, Signore. I didn't know you had a guest. I was hoping I could speak to you in private. I glanced at Marco. Our eyes met, and Marco turned his head away and shrugged. It doesn't have to be now. Maybe we can speak later, please? I looked at Dante earnestly in hopes that he would listen. I mean, you said your guys would help me, but they said they can't do anything without your approval, so...
Fine. You're supposed to be in my custody, but you're walking around freely. Worse still, you have the audacity to bother me in my office at this hour. Unbelievable.
Yes, I have no shame. I didn't think it was so late. It was only a bit past 10. It wasn't unusual for the people of Bologna to have their dinner at this hour. 10, man.
I suppose I did bring you here. I can't always cater to your requests, but I'll listen to what you have to say this time. You took a risk in coming here. I assume what you're going to say is important.
Important to me? Well, I wasn't sure. If I wasn't sure, then why did I come here in the first place? But I felt relieved to know that he had at least agreed to speak with me. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness. I kept my eyes on Signor Falzone and smiled. I came here without any expectations, so I'm grateful that you would take the time to listen to me. The boss watched me as I spoke. I guess he thought that was cute. Is that... He looked calmer now.
Marco, do you mind? I want this to be between us.
Yeah, we need a little relationship building. Marco nodded in agreement.
Dante, I hope you'll treat her well. She's just a kid.
I'll do things my way. Now go.
Ugh.
Marco sighed, then gave me a look of acknowledgement before taking his leave. With the room now silent, the boss looked at me coldly. Hey, where was that warmth you had just a second ago? I could feel the weight of his presence with that stare alone. It just dawned on me that I was actually face to face with the mafia boss. I took a deep breath and began to speak. I'm sorry to have bothered you. I didn't know Marco was here. But this was the only chance I had to speak with you.
What's done is done. So, you must have a reason for coming here.
He continued to stare at me. I mustered the strength to speak. I want to go back to the church. That's not why I'm here. I was supposed to be asking about the welfare of everybody. Why did we suddenly say that? Even if it's dangerous, I want to at least know what's happening. You can just have them tell you the news then. You don't have to go there and see for yourself. I'm worried sick about everyone there.
I'll talk about it when the time comes, and now is not the time.
If you say that, she's just going to sneak out and cause you more trouble. Is it something that has to be kept secret from me? I just want to know if everyone's safe. Why keep that information from me? His saying nothing about it was making me imagine the worst. Fear began to take over as I bit my lip, waiting for his response.
Ignorance is bliss. All you need to know is that this is the safest place in Bologna.
Just tell her that everyone's alive.
We are here to protect you. That is all.
Or what, did they burn down the church or something? But I didn't ask to be protected.
Then do you want to die?
His cold words made me lose my train of thought. All I knew was that no matter what I said, my words wouldn't get through to him. Even if this place is supposed to be safe, I don't feel safe at all.
Let me ask you something. If you learn how dangerous it is outside, will you cooperate with my instructions?
Maybe. Depends. Why, yes.
You may not know it, but Bologna has been hit with a number of kidnappings. All the victims have been young female orphans with blonde hair.
Orphans with blonde hair. It seemed to match my description.
I suspect the Lao Shu is abducting them to sell outside the country.
It can't be. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know such a thing was happening here in Bologna.
You saw the culprit, which means it's highly likely they'll come for you again.
His words seemed to make sense. But if you recall, I was interrupted earlier, which is why I'm here to speak with you. But first, I need you to come with me. Don't be afraid. The person who tried to abduct me said he wanted to speak with me. I tilted my head a bit. It didn't seem like he wanted to sell me. Wait, Why does the Falzone want to protect me? I couldn't determine the answer to that from our conversation.
I'm done here. Go back to your room.
Not enough. Tell me more. But... He glared at me coldly. He reminds me a lot of Hijikata. Hijikata-sama! Oh, I guess he glared me into leaving. I couldn't say anything more. I took my leave and stepped out of his office. A new day arrived. I looked up at the bright sky and sighed deeply.
The boss let everyone in the family know that you're here. You should be able to move around the manor a bit more freely now. How about we go to the garden? I'm sure it'll make you feel better.
Thank you, but I'll just stay here for today. Guess I'm down in the dumps.
I see.
Even if I could wander around, I'm living among the mafia. I don't feel very secure. I was certain the people here would observe me with interest. I thought I would feel better walking among a crowd of spectators.
Well, how about something to read? Or maybe not. What? If only you were able to write a letter to your family or something.
I don't have a family. Well, you've got the other people at the church. Your friends. Well, everyone at the church is my family. Yeah, see? Which is why I want them to know that I'm safe. But I can't do that, right? What Nicola told me before crossed my mind as I let out another sigh.
Ugh. Let me speak with our boss.
Huh?
I understand how strange it must feel not having any information about the outside. Let me see if I can contact the church. No, your family.
Aw, thank you, Leo. I could tell he was sincere in looking out for me. Just hearing those words restored a sense of calm to my heart. At least one person here is being nice. It was nighttime, and Leo had a disheartened look on his face as he entered my room. Oh no, it's bad news.
About what I said earlier. I couldn't get approval for it, I'm sorry.
Oh, he couldn't even get approval? I thought he said he was going to go look for himself. That's why I thought maybe they burned down the church or something. I see. I didn't expect him to get approval for me to contact the church, but it was a ray of hope, however short. I could feel gloom fall upon me again. Maybe I can meet with the boss again. I shook my head to rid myself of the thought. That's not going to happen. He simply won't listen to me. No point, huh? So I'll just have to wait it out? I could feel the anxiety churning within me. Or we could always sneak over there like a dumb heroine, like most of these games have. Wednesday, early morning. I stood in the hallway alone. Everyone was still asleep. The manor was shrouded in silence. The door in front of me opened, and the person I was waiting for appeared. Buongiorno, signore. Buongiorno, signor. I had thought desperately about how I might be able to meet him outside of his office. You're going to church, aren't you? I recall seeing you there every Wednesday morning. May I accompany you? Of course not.
No.
I don't need to step outside. I can stay in the car.
You're not leaving this place.
He turned away from me and began walking. He wasn't willing to listen to me at all. Why couldn't I get in touch with the church? My doubts were growing larger by the second. Or is there a traitor in the church? Is that the deal? I finally strengthened my resolve. Couldn't they at least just tell her everybody's okay and that's it? She should be happy with that much, even if it's a lie. If he's not going to tell me anything, then, see, now she's going to do something stupid. I returned to my room after Dante left. Soon after, Leo came in as scheduled.
Buongiorno! Here's to another great day! Are you ready for breakfast? I can go and get it for you right now.
Do you mind if I take a bath first? I want to clear away a bad dream I had.
Understood. I'll be waiting outside, so please call for me if you need anything.
Thank you. I took action from the moment Leo closed the door. I need to move while Dante isn't around. Move quickly and quietly. Am I capable of that? I've already done a number of clumsy things since this game has started. I threw the soft blanket off the bed, then peeled back the silk sheets. I hooked the sheets onto the metal piece of the bed frame and tore them in two. This should do. If they're silk sheets, they won't knot very well and stay together. I bound the sheets together and tied the end to the balcony. Oh, this is such an old-fashioned escape method. Now, to climb down. My legs were shaking from the height. It looked a lot farther down than I thought. Well, I shouldn't be that injured even if I do fall. I convinced myself to continue, then grabbed hold of the silk rope I just made. It's gonna fall apart. I slowly but surely lowered myself down. I heard a sound from up above. The sheets tied together were starting to tear and come undone. I don't believe they would tear. I think they would just come undone because silk is very strong. It's old and dry rotted. I braced myself for the impact when all of a sudden, Dante caught me.
What in the world are you doing?
Instead of a hard fall, I was met with a loud, scolding voice. What? Why are you...
I knew something wasn't right, and sure enough. What in the world were you thinking? You could have died just now.
But it wasn't too far of a fall. I used to climb trees around this height before.
I thought the church educated children there. At least to have some common sense.
Kids climb trees, you know. Or at least I think they do, don't they? You would know you were a kid, and you've been around a lot of kids.
Don't ask me that, you punk.
You're calling me a punk? What did you say? How rude. Now we're making friends. I yelled back at him as I tried squirming out of his arms. But thank you for saving me.
It's fine, as long as you're safe.
He slowly lowered me to my feet. It seemed we had both recovered our composure.
You just can't sit still and behave yourself, can you?
Well, you did bring me here only to leave me in that room. I can't help but feel scared. I need to move around to keep my worries from spiraling.
Scared.
He slowly closed his eyes as if in thought.
What? Lily?
Whoops. I looked up to see Leo with a pale face, looking down at me from the balcony. Sorry, Leo.
What? You're running away? What in the world are you thinking?
Oh, he looks so hurt.
Leo, let me talk to her. Remove the sheets and clean the place up.
Huh? Oh, right away.
Plus, I ruined some sheets.
Let's go, Liliana.
You're going to yell at me, aren't you?
Do you want me to do that?
I do kind of like my men a little terse. He raised his eyebrows at me. I'm sorry. If I say I won't do it again, it's probably a lie. I'm sorry. I'll just keep quiet.
For now, you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I know I'm acting out of line, especially since you're trying to protect me.
Well, if you understand that, all is well.
But that doesn't change how I feel. If you don't explain to me what's really going on, I may try to escape again.
Are you threatening me?
Threatening you by me running away? I think it's only a threat if I say I'm going to attack you. Not at all. I just want to be honest with you. I don't like lying to people.
I suppose that makes sense.
There's that smile. He gave a small smile. He wasn't angry at all. He beckoned me toward his office.
I'll tell you what you want to know.
Huh? I could only respond with a blank stare at this unexpected turn of events.
I can't have you doing something like that again. If a discussion will prevent that, so be it.
You should have realized this earlier. This is what I was saying. You should have been smart enough for this.
But I need you to stay put in your room after I share with you what I know.
Thank you. I promise.
You'd better not break it.
Of course I won't. Thank you, signore. Yeah, now you just promised to not break your promise, and you probably will. Signor Falzone?
Call me Dante.
Are you sure? He silently looked at me as I stuttered with hesitation. I nodded in agreement.
Understood.
I was surprised that he would allow me to call him by his first name, but I had to ask him what I most wanted to know. The church. Is everyone okay?
We fought off your assailant at the church that night. The place took minimal damage, and all repairs have been made since then.
I see. That's a relief. And why didn't you want to tell me before? That would have, perfectly allayed everything for me, and she probably would have stayed there, nice and quiet, mostly.
The Lao Shu will strike anywhere, so the church isn't their only target. You're in danger, no matter where you are in Berlone.
So, you won't let me go back?
Correct, which is why I need you to stay here, so that the Lao Shu won't cause needless damage again.
So the Lao Shu definitely won't infiltrate here?
The Falzone family saved you, so there's no way we could allow you to get in harm's way while still in our custody.
So, he's keeping me here so that he can save face for his family. Not surprising that they take pride in who they are. Not that I could truly understand. I suppose it was just how they were run.
Also, Sister Sophia died from the wound she sustained that night.
Why didn't you start with that? That was what we were worried about. Oh, what? I froze, hearing his words. Sister Sophia died?
Yes.
Oh, his words struck me hard. My mind went blank. Sister Sophia died. She was trying to save me, and my thoughts were running wild. I became dizzy and started to lose my balance. Touch me.
Watch it, Lily.
Dante grabbed my arm to steady me. He looked me straight in the eye.
We will not allow the Lao Shu to go unpunished for the life they've taken. As boss of the Falzone family, I will make sure they pay. So, I need you to stay here. Do you understand?
I lifelessly nodded at his words. Sister Sophia. My emotions couldn't keep up with the harsh reality unfolding in front of me. It was like the ground was crumbling beneath my feet, swallowing me whole in despair. Oh. It seemed like she was just starting to settle after he told her that everything was okay at the church, and then he just hits her with, by the way, Sophia's dead. You didn't do a very good job. A day had passed since I tried to escape, only to be apprehended by Dante. As time ticked into the afternoon hours, today's meal was served in front of me. The first course was minestrone mariotta, made with vegetables and meatballs. Next came the boscaioli pasta, with mushrooms. The dolce today was sweet, baked scarcella with a light almond flavor. Ah, stop throwing so many Italian words at me. I could see it was filled with freshly made jam. Delicious, no doubt. But I probably can't taste anything. I couldn't bring myself to take a bite of any of the dishes in front of me.
You should really eat something. You haven't had anything all day.
She's mourning. I took the fork set in front of me, but I wasn't hungry at all. I placed the fork back down. I'm sorry. I lowered my head. My mind was full of memories of Sister Sophia. Sister Sophia is dead. Tears filled my eyes each time the harsh truth came to mind. I tried my best to hold back my tears so I wouldn't cry in front of Leo.
Ugh.
Aww. I wonder if her funeral's already passed. I hope we don't try to sneak out for her funeral.
It's no use. I took back the food she didn't eat and reported on the current state of affairs. She was doing fine yesterday, but she's been like this ever since she returned. I still can't believe she would use the bedsheets like that to try and escape.
She has such a kind and gentle way about her. I suppose you can't judge a book by its cover. It seems our delicate lady is quite the rogue.
This is no laughing matter, Julia. If she fell, she could have broken a bone, or worse.
Yes, you're right. Still, I wonder why she felt she needed to escape from here in the first place. Nobody else knows about her situation?
Ugh. I looked down at the untouched dishes and gave a deep sigh. Maybe she ran because I was literally around her 24/7.
Oh, come on! I never told anybody that I was upset about Sophia dying, and now I'm making Leo feel bad about it. It's not you, Leo.
So she tried to run away from you? Maybe, or at least it seems that way. Huh. You couldn't believe how angry the boss was when she tried to run. He was pretty harsh on her, and he had this scary look on his face, too.
Well, if she was yelled at by the young Dante, I'm not surprised that she's in this state now.
You have a point. He was really angry.
Dante was angry because she put herself in danger, not because she tried to escape. I guess that may not have gotten through to her. Nobody's actually talked to me and drawn it out of me.
Nicola gave me a troubled smile and patted me on the shoulder. In any case, it's not your fault, Leo. Not in the slightest. Nicola. I was about to tear up hearing him say such kind words to me in that gentle voice. He then turned his attention to the untouched dishes.
He is really nice. I thought he would be more of a, poke fun at people kind of guy. Thought he'd be a little more sadistic.
Still, it's no good that she's not eating.
Yes. It seems like she's only drinking water. At this rate, she'll starve herself to death. Isn't there something we can do? Force feed her?
I thought as hard as I could, trying to figure out how we could get her to eat. How about we all eat together? Being around others might help.
Ah, yes, that will definitely distract her and raise her spirits. That could give her some appetite.
Wouldn't having some company make her feel better enough that she'd eat?
It could.
It's not as though the others aren't aware of her. I don't think having her join everyone poses any problems, but I doubt it would help.
You never know until you try.
Can you imagine dining with people you don't know, especially the mafia? Oh, I guess it'd just do the opposite.
It's worth a try. She's not eating after all.
My shoulders drooped, and Julia shook her head.
Why not have a meal with those she's already acquainted with? That should make it easier for her to join.
Oh, I see. The only people she really knows here are me, Nicola, and the boss?
Leah's right. It won't help her being alone here. It may be best for her to be with others, even if it may be a bit against her will. What, you gonna force me to go eat with everybody?
You're the best, Julia. Guess all those years you've lived weren't for nothing.
Ah, so mean. You just called her old. I'll take that as a compliment. What a good woman.
Nicola? I clenched my fist and looked at Nicola for his nod of approval. Could you speak with the boss and ask him to join us for dinner?
Yeah, you guys haven't asked Nicola to join either.
I'm sure the boss would listen if the idea came from you.
I suppose that would work.
Nicola nodded his head, and I felt a lot better. I hope this at least brings the smile back to her face.
I don't know. She's pretty deeply depressed. I mean, that's practically her mother. As well-intentioned as this is, grief can be pretty overwhelming. I looked out the window to see the red sky signaling the night to come. Leo must be worried sick since I haven't eaten anything. But I just can't bring myself to. Staying like this would only worry everyone, but I couldn't pull myself out of my grief. That just takes time. Sister Sophia would still be alive if I hadn't gone to the church that night. Dwelling on the past wouldn't help me, but the regret and remorse sat heavily on my mind. I'm coming. I somehow responded to the knock, standing up to go to the door. Huh? An unexpected guest was on the other side. He appeared in front of me with a food cart full of warm dishes. Oh, are they all coming to me instead? You bought me dinner, Nicola? But why?
I hope it's all right if I come in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, please do. Where are my manners? I hurriedly let him through. As I looked over the cart, I noticed something peculiar. Why is there so much? It seems enough for two. Only two? Is it just going to be me and Dante? His mannerisms and quick handiwork with setting up the meal was mesmerizing.
I heard from Leo that you didn't eat anything today.
Yes. I'm very sorry. I just wasn't hungry.
I'm not surprised. Especially considering that Sister Sophia was your guardian.
There we go. Somebody realized it.
But you are going to need to eat. We simply can't have you like this here.
Are you going to eat too, Nicola?
I'm your overseer, so yes, I need to make sure you have at least one decent meal.
Nicola sat in a chair before I could respond. It felt strange, but I took the seat across from him.
So, I heard you tried to escape out the window yesterday.
Again, embarrassing.
I'm surprised you had it in you to take that sort of risk. Weren't you scared?
I just needed to do something. Of course I was scared, but I often play in the trees with the children.
I can see why Dante was so surprised. I mean, looking up to see a young lady hanging onto some sheets tied to the balcony.
And was I wearing my dress too when I did all that?
Huh, it's too bad. I wouldn't have minded seeing that scene play out in front of me.
He probably wouldn't have minded being the one to catch her. Nicola squinted as he chuckled and imagined it. It was my only choice back then, but now that I think about it, I suppose it was out of character for me. I could feel myself blushing with embarrassment as I recalled what I did. I looked up to see Nicola's stern face, looking straight at me. What is it? Nicola? What are your thoughts about Dante? And we'll find that out in the next video. So hope to see you there or in some other videos. Like and subscribe if you wish. Dirili signing out so I can get some more videos done. Bye bye everybody.